Chin tucked boxing, baby.
The topic of the show, man. I want to talk about Canelo Alvarez, man, and what he's going to do and engage in this performance, man. Because I'm not going to lie, a lot of people now are even more nervous about the fight. A lot of people before were saying how, Benavides was too green. He didn't fight nobody for real, for real. Benavides' last 3 or 4 opponents, man, was credible. And he ran through them. He stopped them all. So you gotta look at Canelo like, man, can you continue to avoid or continue to duck David Benavides after this performance?
This is the thing. I'm gonna be honest about this. Canelo, like I said before in a old video, Canelo whole goal is to be the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. That's what he wants to be. That's his main pride and joy. So he really cares about what his country thinks about him as a boxer and where his place is when he finished boxing. And to me, that's when he was saying he would never fight another Mexican and all that. I think that was already a way to get around ducking Benavides. He feel like Benavides, his popularity is going up. The Mexican fan base love him. He's growing. He's gonna be a star. And he feel like if he loses to him and gets destroyed, at some point in his career, Benavides might be ranked higher as far as the Mexican fan base, as far as they pecking order about who's the best Mexican boxer of all time. So to me, this is my opinion. I could be wrong. I think that Canelo is trying to wait out as long as he can. And he's going to eventually fight Benavides, I think. But when he fight him, he's going to be so old and broken, Benavides won't get the credit he should get. And Canelo will have a built-in excuse and say, I was an old man. I was at the end. I got in with the young guy. I gave all I could give. And he beat me. But in my prime, I would have fucked him up. And I think that's going to be what Canelo's trying to do. But at this point, the fight has already been marinated. The fight is already ready to go. Cinco de Mayo was the perfect time to have this fight. Benavides has beat credible opponents. He's the man at 168. Canelo is the man at 68. There's no reason to prolong this fight. Everything is right where it needs to be at to make this fight in May.
I agree with most of that. I disagree with one thing, though. I disagree with what you said, that you think Canelo's waiting until he gets old and decrepit before he fight. In my opinion, I think he should do what Floyd did to him, in my opinion. A lot of people pretty much erased Canelo Alvarez loss because they saying that he was green. They're saying that he was too young when he fought Mayweather. Even though Mayweather was almost 40, they were saying Canelo was too young and too green, and that's why Mayweather beat him. I think he should have hopped on Benavides then when Benavides was young and green. That way, it ain't what Benavides did before you beat him, it's what you did after you beat him. Like, look at Canelo Alvarez now. He's the king of boxing right now. He took over, but he lost to Floyd. So right now it's a cap, it's a feather in Floyd's cap. Yeah, nobody cared now that Floyd beat him when he was 23 and he was 40. Nobody cared about the age no more. Now it's all about, Canelo did lose to Floyd. So now Floyd looking like the greatest of all time, like he is. Canelo should have did the same thing to Benavides. He should have saw the monster coming and realized that Charlo's not beating Benavides. Killer Plant not beating Benavides. Who else at 168, 160? Bivol maybe at 75. This gonna be a great fight when Benavides move up to 175. But I think Bivol will have his hands full with Benavides. Yeah. Like, you gotta look at what Benavides is gonna do in his career. Benavides is young as shit still. He's like 23, 24, 25 years old, somewhere around there.
25 now.
Yeah, somewhere. So he got at least 10 years of great prime left. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna wreak havoc. So if I'm Canelo Alvarez, knowing in my mind that this dude got 10 years of possible rampaging boxing, you know what I'm saying? I want to get this guy in the ring now. So that's why I say Canelo can't afford to continue to duck Benavides and allow him to keep this ball rolling. Because all you need to do is more experience. Because before, everybody was saying Benavides can't beat that boxer. He got flat feet, you know what I'm saying? He's slow-footed. What you gonna do if you fight somebody know how to move their feet? He didn't beat Killer Plant and Bubba Andre in back-to-back fights. So now that whole persona of saying he can't beat a boxer has been washed. They say he can't fight a puncher. He done 4 punches. He done beat Lemieux. Lemieux's a decent puncher in my opinion. He done pretty much beat the shit out of Lemieux in 2 rounds. So you allowing this man to get too much experience and allow him to get ready for Canelo style, who in my opinion, he's flat-footed himself. So it's gonna be a rock'em sock'em fight at some point.
It's gonna be a good fight. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be a good ass fight. It's gonna be right there in the hole, man.
It's gonna be right there in the stove, in the kitchen, the whole fight. Nobody gonna be able to get out the way. So it's gonna be so interesting. Like you said earlier, the only like I said, I got Benavides favorite right now without going too deep into it. But my only thing with Benavides is that chin. I think it is what it is, but Canelo is different. So I'm the same way like you said, Boo Boo caught him flash. I'm curious if Canelo catch him that same way, what's gonna happen? There's only two things gonna happen. He gonna get hurt, and it's gonna change the fight, and Canelo gonna see that, or he gonna eat that shit, and Canelo gonna realize he in for a long fucking night. So
for a long fucking night. But same thing with Canelo though. Canelo, we all know Canelo got a chin too. Canelo chin is tested.
Yeah, he got a chin.
We know he got a chin. So we want to see if Benavides can actually put the beat down on Canelo the way he do everybody else, and if so, can Canelo withstand that beat down for a long period of time? We know what both fighters are going to do when they get in the ring in front of each other. We know Benavides is going to be on a seek and destroy mission. He's going to be trying to walk Canelo down, get in his range, but stay on the outside of Canelo's range and land long straight punches on Canelo all night. But we know Canelo Alvarez is going to want to get in the pocket and uses his head movement to pretty much land his hard left foot. He loved that left foot. Excuse me. So knowing the game plan and seeing how both of these guys fight, who do you think right now? I know you say you lean Benavides slightly. I look Canelo Alvarez slightly, in my opinion. I've seen some flaws that I think Canelo Alvarez, he hit hard enough to give Benavides at least get his respect. And he has the experience level to, I think, make David Benavides second guess a lot of that come forward shit. I think Canelo has enough experience and enough. I think he know how to deal with Benavides' style more than I think Benavides know how to deal with Canelo's style. Do you see that possibly being an issue on top of the question you had with his chin that pretty much would make Canelo the favorite?
Oh yeah, I see exactly what you're talking about, because even with Boo Boo, I saw in the first 2 or 3 rounds he was doing a lot of little slick shit in the first 2 or 3 rounds that people overlooked, and it did have Benavides a little bit off his game slightly. You know what I'm saying? It was little simple shit he was doing, but it was throwing him off because he kept making Benavides reset, and he had to reset, and then he would try to walk him down, and then by the time he got close enough, he would have to reset again, and it was like a goddamn mummy was following Boo Boo around the ring, and Canelo is way more tricky, way more levels, way more layers to his game and elements that he can add, and then like I said, it's just little teeny shit he can do that's gonna throw Benavides off. That's gonna have him searching and looking for him for 4 or 5 rounds. Even though he's gonna be right there in his face, he's still a very, very good defensive fighter from the waist up. And he can do little things that make him think twice about running in on him. Because it's easy to run in on somebody that you feel can't hurt you or can't bring back the 5. But somebody else that can bring back the same shit that you dishing is gonna make you respect him a little bit more and slow him down. Similar to Errol Spence. Errol Spence thought he gonna just be able to run up in the kitchen on Terrence Crawford and let loose on him and break him down in the fight. And when he got in that kitchen, he realized that motherfucker can punch. It ain't easy to get in here like I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? And he took that jab away. So when, like you said, when Canelo is gonna take away whatever you consider Benavides' main thing, it's gonna be gone. Canelo too good. He's gonna take away your number one weapon. It's gone. So once your number one weapon is gone, what are you gonna do to respond? What's gonna be your counter to him taking away your number one weapon?
You took it right where I was going with it. That's what I was trying to say. Like, we know what they're gonna do. We know what Benavides is gonna do. We know what Canelo is gonna do. Canelo, like you said, Canelo is too good. So my thing was, all right, this is what I think is gonna happen. Both of these guys are gonna respect each other's punching power from the get-go. It's gonna be one of those fights where we think it's gonna be a rock and sock and robots. We think they're gonna be in the kitchen throwing punches and bunches and all that shit. That's not what's gonna happen. Canelo is not a throw punches and bunches fighter anyway. What I think is gonna be it's gonna happen is Canelo is gonna make Benavides respect him. You understand what I'm saying? He's gonna make him respect the counter punch and slow down his punch output. Because Benavides, like you said, his best weapon is his work rate. It's keeping 100. Yeah, he punch hard as shit, but he don't have the one shot cut your lights out power that what Canelo does. You know what I'm saying? So I think Canelo gonna slow that work rate down. He's gonna slow it down just by counter punches and feints, and have a Benavides think twice before letting that combination go. Before he throw, come on, even though Benavides had great defense, he got good defense, he's got his parry game on point and all that shit. But look how he throws his punches sometimes. He throw punches and his hands be bound with his waist. Canelo gonna see that shit. And when you see that shit, that left foot gonna come. I'm telling you, it's gonna come faster than what the Benavides think it's gonna come from. And it's gonna catch him when he don't see it. So I think it's gonna be a slow paced fight. I don't think it's gonna be no Benavides walking Canelo down, making Canelo work. I think it would be different. I think it's going to be Canelo walking Benavides down, making Benavides second guess where he going to throw next. That's why I favor Canelo in the fight. But it's going to be fun to break this fight down because you think Benavides slightly, I think Canelo slightly. So as the fight get closer, hopefully it get closer. You know, we'll continue to break it down. It'll be fun to break down later on. But yeah, you got anything else you would add to this topic, man?
I think we covered it all for right now.
Most definitely, man. But Canelo can't keep affording to duck Benavides, man. That's what the fact. We both agree on that topic. But with that being said, man, this is most definitely your favorite channel, man, CTB. It's Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Say peace to him, man.
All right, everybody, please hit that like button, hit the notification bell so you know when we drop a video, comment, and subscribe. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing. But most of all, God, peace and love, and we out of here. Take care.
Chin Tuck Boxing, baby.